there is one thing that is important. Listen to the voice of God. Unum necessarium. One thing that matters. Love God and do what you want. Because the one who loves God is a soul that is united with God's love and will not do anything that offends God. Beautiful words of Saint Augustine. Love God and do what you want. My dear friends, this beautiful Sunday we listen to the wonderful gospel and the other readings talking about being with the Lord and listening to the good Lord. The first reading we have from the book of Genesis, where Abraham having these three men of God, coming to visit him. Aged Abraham and Sarah in their last times of life, having these men visiting them, there is always a purpose. And this is a kind of theophany, the revelation of God to them. God is coming into their life. Abraham arranges a wonderful banquet for them. And it was easy for Abraham to call his servants and make the arrangement and take care of his guests. But Abraham is someone so close to God with a genuine heart. He takes care of them by himself. He gives a wonderful banquet and being with them, spending the time with them. This is something unique in the life of God-loving people, where Abraham is blessed to have a child in the coming year. And thus Abraham becomes a wonderful blessing in the life of the nations in the Old Testament. Abraham becomes a blessing. And there is a journey. We see many lives in the Old Testament history where people are made to sit and listen to the voice of God. Priests, prophets, kings, and many people like that. Some are automatically listening, some are made sat by God himself. Coming to the second reading, we have St. Paul challenging his listeners to be welcoming in the name of Christ. Welcome them in the name of Christ. And going back to the first reading again, the geographical setting of the Middle East or the places there is not very easy for travelers. And it is always a custom for any strangers to be welcomed to any houses and offered the food and water. And Abraham becomes a wonderful model. Thus, St. Paul is telling, welcome strangers in the name of Christ. We have to be a welcoming community and a listening community, because it is then God enters into the heart of many to give our experience of God to others. Coming to the gospel, we have this passage where Jesus visits his wonderful friends, Martha, Mary, and Lazarus. As we know that Jesus makes a few visits to his friend's house, Martha, Mary, and Lazarus. And this visit where Martha is fully occupied of taking care of Jesus by providing the food, and Mary is sitting at the feet of Jesus. At times this can be told, the theme can be taken simply as a theme of hospitality and welcoming. I think we cannot just end there. It is something more than that. Mary is someone who listens to the voice of God through Jesus. And Mary sits and Martha complains. We know that story. What's more important? The absolute, unique need of listening to the voice of God in your life. Mary listens. And Jesus tells upon the complaint of Martha that there is only one thing that is important. There is one thing that is important. Listen to the voice of God. Unum necessarium. One thing that matters. My friends, today in the world that we see, we have been open and listening to so many voices over the social medias. The media, at times fabricated, manipulated, exploited, biased. And which voice that we are supposed to listen to? The wonderful good Lord is asking us, are we focused enough to listen to the voice of God in our life? A great commencement speech which is popular on the social media, done by a great Hollywood actor, Denzel Washington, giving to this university students, graduates of University of Pennsylvania. He talks about putting God first in life. Put God first in life. And when He becomes the focus, the central of our life, not secondary or tertiary, He is the first priority of your life, then everything else fall in line. Otherwise, everything else fall apart. You need to put God first in the car of your life. And the students are cheering up upon this voice and invitation of Denzel Washington. Down through the histories, we have people always put God as first in their life. Look at any churches, any big Catholic institutions, any wonderful Christian places that you go, which is built over the centuries, where few people committed, dedicated to put God first in their life. And we have these great places to be educated, visiting and worshipping, because people dare to put God first in their life. We have people like Mother Teresa, Fulton Sheen, practically speaking, always putting God, how to put God first in life, by spending the holy hour early morning in their life. Just spending an hour with the Lord and listening to His voice, like Mary sat at the feet of Jesus. We have so many people around the world still do that. At times we spend so much money and our resources over psychological treatments and psychotherapies, whereby a lot of them can be improved by listening in your innermost heart to the voice of Jesus that heals a lot, because that takes away our anger, our rejected feelings, our loneliness, our brokenness, and that heals a lot. My dear friends, today as we come together to worship on this Sunday, make it a practice that you be with the Lord, spend the time as Mary did. Don't forget that He becomes your first and foremost priority, and always you put God first in life. God bless you.